Here's the vlog that I promised to do, and we are going to focus on some specifics, more focused on me and what has been done specifically recently for me, rather than general tips for how to cook and stay organized. We're going to talk about what's going on with me. So, on with the show on that, so we can really examine what's been going on. So, some tests recently that have been going well, actually. Got most of that right here. That's what I'm going to be looking at. So, all right. So, I recently had a laparoscopy, and this was done at the same time as the endoscopy as well. And what these two showed, the best of the two was the laparoscopy, because the PET scan showed some abnormalities in my stomach that were kind of alarming, and it left Dr. Reza wanting to really dissect the fluids and what's been going on with my stomach, to see if there was any malignancy there, which there was not. He not only tested the fluids that were inside of the stomach, but the actual quadrants of the stomach, and all of which were negative, which is fantastic. Be it that my adenocarcinoma does extend into the stomach, because it's at the junction of the esophagus and the stomach. The 4 quadrants of the actual stomach were benign, and so was all of the fluids. So that was fantastic. Most recently, I had a colonoscopy performed, which I don't believe we've discussed the results of that. And that went very well too. There was one polyp found, but here is the post-op results for that. And I will read these to you. So it was performed by an Ashley Shoestack. The polyp is what's called a sigmoid colon polyp, and a polyectomy was performed, which is when they remove it. Here are some pictures of that. A little bit gruesome here, but not too bad. And then here is the post-op after the polyectomy. And goes on to say that after biopsy, it was simply a sigmoid colon polyp. Nothing to be alarmed about, and was benign. It was a little bit irritated, but that's not abnormal whatsoever, and it was completely benign. So, you know, all the tests that were done because of the, kind of unknown factor with the PET scan and what it showed went very well. We had the laparoscopy, the endoscopy, the colonoscopy, which were all very extensive, minimally invasive, but very accurate and precise tests done on stomach, colon, and there was also a liver ultrasound, which also showed that nothing was malignant, all benign. However, I do have a my gallbladder continues to kind of act up. It's not really problematic at this point, being there's no gallstones, but if that does need to get removed, once I start the immunotherapy again, they'll move on with that. So yeah, so where am I at right now? Well, right now we are on day 2 of chemotherapy. Let's go ahead and pop this bad boy open. This is my chemo pouch, by the way. And this is a 48-hour pouch, just so you guys can see. See what that is in bright red. And it's called fluorouracil 4. Admixed fluid and sodium chloride. Yeah. So just a little bit groggy from that, a little bit slow, but nothing new as far as the way it felt last time. I'm gonna cut here, and now that we know, kind of what tests have been performed specifically on me, what is going to be different this time in treatments that is going to be more effective at getting me to that point of esophagectomy in a more effective manner, so we can actually move forward with the esophagectomy and what went wrong last time and what will be going right this time. So I'm going to cut here, and we're going to go over what those things are. All right. Okay, so we are back, and really the major thing that that caused most of the issues last time was malnutrition and poorly planned feeding, and not the right formulas, and also not the right rate of which the formula was being administered. So with a much better, number one, the most important thing here is the type of formula I'm using this time. And through a lot of testing we've come up with the best way to and the best rates to administer this, and sort of a better plan of action. So I've tried 3 different types of formula. We're on the Jevity 1.5s. We switched that over to a Kate Farms. I believe that was 1.75, but we finally settled on this Nestle Nutrient 2.0. And if you go on Google right now and look up what is the best thing for somebody with esophageal cancer to drink or ingest, and this will come up every time. It's the best there is. So I've got case upon case of this. Not to mention, they hooked me up with tons and tons of these feeding bags. And on top of that, we have our kangaroo pump, and our water pump, and our brand new oxygen pump. We've got the formula correct after a lot of testing. On top of that, the schedule is going to go like this. While I'm sleeping, we're going to run a 75 ml rate per hour. Now, we'll have a total of 500 milliliters, and at 2 calories per milliliter, that will be 1,000 calories while I'm asleep. And that will happen over the course of 7 hours. Okay? Now, while I'm awake, we're going to up the ml count per hour to 150 mLs per hour. And we'll go ahead and dose that out to about 1,000 milliliters throughout the course of the day, giving me a total of 2,000 calories throughout the course of the awake day for me. And that's just for feeding formula. So that's 3,000 calories daily, easily achieved just from the feeding formula. And I've done plenty of testing on this, and it's very doable and very manageable without upsetting my stomach or causing any kind of problems with my esophagus, any burning, anything of that sort. It's very easily doable for me. So at 3,000 calories a day should stop all anemia and malnutrition. We were not accomplishing anywhere near that last time. So the whole anemia should really come to an end. Now, this isn't including whatever else I'm able to eat throughout the course of the day with my blender or whatever I'm feeling up to. And I just went ahead and averaged that out to 1,000 additional calories a day. So we'll call it roughly 4,000 calories a day that I should be able to manage no matter what. There may be some days where I don't eat anything on top of the formula. So on those days, 3,000 calories just from formula. And that's plenty to keep me from being anemic whatsoever. Aspiration is the term I was looking for. So we went ahead and had the oxygen tanks serviced. I can run those all day long. It has a humidifier in it to keep my esophagus moist and comfortable, which will allow me to be able to drink fluids more normally and stop the aspiration when I'm asleep. So that pneumonia that I was also in the hospital for that month and a half, which was the main reason that there was such a lapse in time between treatments and the esophagectomy should not happen this time. Not to mention, I should be putting on a substantial amount of weight that Dr. Rosa wants to see me put on before he feels comfortable enough to perform an esophagectomy. So, there's that. Now, as far as treatments are concerned this time, the chemotherapy is the same, but the immunotherapy will begin next week, or next treatment cycle. They did not do it this one because they want to ease into it and want to see how much weight I can put on while I'm on chemo. But they're only doing one of the two immunos. We're only going to do Opdivo this time. We're not going to do Opdivo and Yervoy, because the Opdivo is, and I've mentioned this a few times recently, is more so directly pointed at the esophagus. So last time we did the combination, but not at the same time as the chemo. The protein receptors are still there in my esophagus for the immunotherapy to be effective, but we're going to do chemo and immuno at the same time, but only one of the two different types of immunotherapy we did last time. So, last time we got a 0.75 centimeter reduction in mass of my esophagus opening, just from doing these two different types of treatments. And they did not even do them in unison, and I was anemic the entire time. So this go around, the anemia will not be there. We'll be doing them in unison, and I'll have much more easily ability, being that I'm not anemic, to perform the type of exercises I'll need to do to build the muscle content and be just overall healthier and in better shape for such an extensive surgery like an esophagectomy. And that's the plan for right now. Another thing that happened while I was in the hospital is my Metaport became infected, which I just got replaced. A brand new Metaport in place, as we can see there. This was the old one, and here's the new one. It's still covered, and the chemo is being administered through there right now. You actually can use the Metaport the very same day for chemo. And on top of that, we have a brand new G-tube. This one's a little bit higher tech. It's got two openings in it. One can be for water, one can be for fluids, or if I want to cut one for administering medication through while I'm taking on feeding or some water, I can do it that way as well. That goes in through here, and it's all brand new. So yeah, a lot of good things in place. As far as peace of mind goes and stress goes, financially speaking, I have a much better plan of action there. We have Medicaid fully in place. To cover, not Medicaid, Social Security Administration, fully in place. On top of the fact that if I do choose to push for SSI on top of it, that's my choice. Or I can go back and do part-time work to earn an additional $1,600 a month on top of SSA. So that's really up to me. If I'm not able to land the work, or accomplish the work, I can always get SSI, which is supplemental income up to $1,600 in addition to the $1,100 I'll be making from SSA, which is already in place. So with those two things, financially speaking, I should be in a lot better position. SSA was not in place last time. Now it's officially done. So that should be a lot of stress relief. My support system has gotten a lot better in understanding my needs. And I've cut a lot of them out. So those that were undependable, family members that proved to be just sort of on the fence about things and too sick to really help, I'm depending on a lot less. So I think my support system is in a lot better place, and I think mentally I'm in a lot better place to be able to take care of things. So on top of a lot of specific results done from testing, on top of a much better plan for treatments and a much better plan to keep me nourished and financially sound, I think we're in a much better position moving forward this time. And truthfully speaking, only time is going to be able to prove this, but so far so good. So keep praying for me, keep supporting me, and keep on smiling. I've got a pretty good positive outlook on things, and that's all we can do. One day at a time. Yeah, my odds aren't great, but my attitude is right. So that's what we're going to focus on. And on that, I'm going to let you all go. Have a wonderful life and day, and I'm gonna do the same. All right, signing out. Thanks for watching. Bless you. Bye bye.